Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Megan, and in today's video we are talking about manifesting, commanding energy. This technique I'm going to teach you how to use can apply to all areas of your life, and it's really powerful. I've been using this, and it's kind of a bunch of different techniques I've picked up from different spiritual gurus, leaders, tarot readers, so I'm not claiming that this is my own special technique, but I've just kind of mixed them together. It's almost like it's a prayer mixed with a mantra, mixed with a spell, I guess you could say. So it's really about commanding energy. So before we get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm the mother of tarot. I bring you a lot of pick-a-card readings, a lot of spiritual content. My purpose here is to uplift you, bring you clear messages and clarity on your path. So the first thing I want to talk about is commanding the energy. I realize this is so powerful for me because while I was healing chronic illness. I have had to heal a lot of physical ailments as well as emotional pain and trauma from my past. So you can apply this technique for anything in your life, whether you're trying to heal from a physical ailment, depression, anxiety, or if you're trying to attract love into your life, like a soulmate, a new job, more abundance. You can use this for anything. So commanding energy. A lot of the times when we pray, right, we're kind of asking a question. You know, we're like, please God, or please universe, whoever you pray to, or whatever God you believe in, you're asking, like, can I please have this? Can I please have that? And I'm not saying this is bad. This just takes the same energy, but directing it in a new way. So instead of asking, you're commanding. And that sounds kind of bossy when I first started using this technique, but you can command energy without being mean about it or negative. It just takes practice. And it's kind of like a spell. When you watch some sort of movie on witches and they're casting a spell, they're not asking, right? They just direct the energy. And usually they'll kind of say a mantra, right? Because they'll be saying, usually it's always in Latin, you know, for some reason. But if it was in English, you know, and they're trying to cast a spell, like a love spell or something, right? And they're trying to attract someone in their life, they would say, I attract a soulmate into my life. I attract a soulmate into my life. I attract a soulmate into my life. So they're kind of, they're commanding the energy, right? They're directing it. They're not asking. They're like, I already know that this energy is available to me and I'm taking it. I'm taking what's already mine. So that's kind of the energy around this technique, but this is just the first part of it. So let's do an example to get us started, and then I'll go into more depth about how this works. So let's say I have migraines, because I do deal with headaches sometimes. Let's say I have headaches and I'm trying to resolve the issue. I want it to go away, right? Well, there's a certain way to do it. There's a certain way to use your words, and using your words is very important, not just commanding the energy, but also using your words. So what I would say is I would pray with my commanding energy, or if you want to call it a mantra, or, you know, whatever word terminology you want to use. I like to use commanding energy. You would say, I am setting, and you have to say them out loud. You have to say them out loud. They're so much more powerful, so you have to say it out loud. Okay, I am commanding healing energy to come into my life. I will receive clarity. I will receive information that I need to heal. I am open to the different ways of receiving this information, and I set the intention that clarity will come in at perfect timing. I also set the intention that from this pain, I will learn the emotional cause and the root cause. And if there are any certain emotions tied to this pain or past traumas, past memories, that those will be brought to my mind so I can learn my lesson and heal. And once you set this intention, once you put it on the universe, you have to let go of the expectation. That's very important, because if you expect the information to come in right away, which sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, or sometimes a piece of it will come in, right? Like a little piece of the puzzle will come in. You have to accept that that's enough and that's okay, and that this pain is teaching you something. And that's one of the hardest parts of this energy and of working through our spiritual lessons and growing on this planet, is practicing acceptance and patience. And then after I set the intention, I like to thank the universe. I like to thank my body, right? I like to thank my body because even though, you know, if you're getting migraines or any kind of physical pain, you can feel like your body is failing you. But that's not the case. Our body's always working really hard for us. So I want you to practice switching that mindset, because we really need to thank our bodies. We need to thank the planet, Mother Gaia. We need to get in that energy of gratitude, because that's what raises our intuition. And when our intuition raises, that's when clarity comes in. That's when our third eye opens, and that's when we get the information that we need from our bodies. Our cells will actually communicate to us, because a migraine is a communication from our body. It's a communication that something's wrong, that there's discomfort, and that something needs to change. So by using these techniques, these commanding energies, you're not really talking to the universe and the energy around you. You're talking to your bodies. You're talking to your cells. So after you talk out loud, you set your intention, you go through your gratitude list. Thank you for this human body. Thank you for this awareness that something needs to change. And then you say out loud, now I am open. I am going to sit here for 5 minutes and I'm going to listen. I command that this energy will come in clear form, that I will receive these messages easily, and I am open now and listening. And then you sit in silence for 5 minutes, or longer if you feel like it. And then you'll be surprised at what comes up. Sometimes I did this the other day. I was driving, and this is not the best time to do it, but I thought, well, I probably won't get the answer right away, so I'll just set the intention out loud now, because I had a long drive. I had an hour drive to my chiropractor appointment, and then I had to drive an hour back. Because once you find a good chiropractor, you do not let them go. So anyways, I was like, I'm going to set it out loud, and it had to do with some heaviness I was feeling on my chest. And it was different because usually when I feel that heaviness, it's tied with some sort of sadness or depression, and this time it was just this pressure. And it was just hard to breathe. It was hard to take a deep breath, and I didn't know exactly what that is. So I just set the intention out loud, and I said, okay, this and that and this and that. And then within 5 minutes, I'm driving, and all of a sudden I want to cry. All of a sudden I want to cry because all of these memories and emotions and things with my relationship came up with me and my boyfriend. They were very healing, very therapeutic. It wasn't anything bad going on with our relationship. We've just been healing a lot of our trauma together because it's been a very healing, intense spiritual partnership. And it's been beautiful, but it's been intense. And so everything started to come up, and I was like, okay, that was not a good time to do it. That was not a good time to do it. So make sure you're not driving. I wouldn't suggest driving. You can do it, but then I had to, all of the energy from my chest while I was driving went up to my head, and it wanted to come out through my tears, and I was like, no, this is not safe. I had to push it back down, and that's never fun. But I want to give you some other examples. Like, say you're trying to bring in more spiritual friends, or say you can apply this to like a soulmate or a spiritual partnership. If you're trying to bring in more spiritual friends, or you really want them, or you're feeling kind of separated or lonely, and you need more of that emotional support, you can command that energy out loud. Say, okay, I am setting the intention. That's how I like to start it. I am setting the intention right now to direct my energy to bring in more spiritual connections. I am open to whatever form they come in, and these friendships will help uplift me, encourage me, and give me a spiritual guidance on my path. These will be beautiful friendships of equal give and take. This friendship will come in easily, and my intuition will guide me to bring me clarity to know that it is right. Thank you for these amazing friendships coming in. Thank you for all the friendships I've ever had. Thank you for all the people that I've ever met, all the experiences. You could list specific experiences if you want to. Get in that energy of gratitude. And a lot of the ways I like to end my commands, my commandments, I just still don't know what to call them. So far, I have been calling them commands. But if you have a better name for it, please list it in the comment box below, because I don't know if I'm in love with that terminology. Or maybe you've seen this technique from another YouTuber, another spiritual leader, and please comment down below if you have. And the way I like to end it is I like to say, at prayers at the end they say Amen. I like to say, and so it is. And so it is. So you start the mantra or the commandment with, I bring the intention, or my intention is, I declare this intention, and at the end you say, and so it is. And then you talk to your body, and you say, okay, body, I'm listening. Source, spirit, however you want to talk to the energy around you, right? You could say, source, I'm open, I'm listening, I'm connected, I'm thankful, and I'm going to spend the next 5 minutes. And then know that if after those 5 minutes nothing comes up, that it might come up later in the day, or a piece of it might come in, like a little piece of it. Piece to the puzzle, and you have to accept that that's enough, and that's exactly what you were supposed to know at the time, and everything will come. And keep setting these intentions, right? If it's something specific, keep setting them every day. And I've been amazed when I direct this energy more, because it's one thing to just think, oh, I want this or I want that in your head, but there's so many thoughts. We have thousands of thoughts a day that source energy, our cells, they can't direct the energy properly unless we're speaking out loud and we're commanding it with authority. And then know too, when after you do this and you're sitting in the silence and you're like, okay, I'm going to wait for something to come up, it might be a really uncomfortable feeling that comes up. It's not going to be like, sometimes it'll be like, oh, this and that, and it'll be exciting, and you'll get an intuitive download, and you'll have a shift in perspective, and it'll be very exciting, and it'll feel good. But a lot of the times when I do this, I feel worse because some sort of energy, some sort of emotion or past trauma is coming to the surface, something that's uncomfortable. So when some sort of thought or memory or conversation comes up, and you're like, mind, stop distracting me, pay attention to that. It might not be a distraction. It might be for some of you, but for a lot of you, it's not going to be a distraction. What's coming up is part of what is causing the pain, is causing the blockage, is causing the interference from what you're trying to attract in your life. Or it might just be a feeling, right? You might be having this migraine, and then all of a sudden all this guilt comes up, all this feeling of guilt, or this feeling of unworthiness, or shame. I mean, it could be anything. Pay attention to that energy, those emotions that come up, because our emotions are energy in motion, right? And this takes practice. I'm getting really good at it now. It's really fun to do, because even if it is really uncomfortable while you're doing it, afterwards you just feel really powerful. And you could also do this with a friend. I haven't done it with a friend yet, but you could, if you're not comfortable doing it on your own, to have that energetic support system with you. But I encourage you guys to try this. Try this right when you wake up, or try this right before you go to bed. Or for some of you that like to read tarot, you could read your cards afterwards to see what messages come through that. But what's important, the main important part is, setting the intention, commanding the energy, but commanding it with compassion. Because when we ask for things from the universe, if we're asking for a soulmate, we're asking for money, a lot of us empaths, a lot of us healers, which I know you're most likely an empath or healer if you're following me, because that's the kind of tribe I attract. Most of us feel bad for asking for stuff. We're like, oh, universe, because we want to be in the state of gratitude, like it's enough, like what I have is enough. So when we ask for stuff, we're like, oh, can I please have more money? Like, I feel bad for asking it, but please, or I have that energy. Maybe some of you know what I'm talking about, where you feel bad asking for stuff. Because we have this, perspective from society that everything is limited. Only a certain amount of people can be rich. Only a certain amount of people can have successful relationships. Only a certain, with statistics. But really, that's just an illusion, yeah? We have everything around us. That energy of abundance is all around us. It's all about letting it in. So when we're commanding it, we're commanding what's already ours. So I just want you to remember that when you're commanding this energy to come in, you are commanding energy that's already yours. It's always been yours. You've always been worthy of it. It wants to come to you, right? This energy wants to come to you, and you're not taking it from anybody. So make sure if you start doing this, start doing it with smaller things, right? Don't just start saying a mantra every morning that you're going to, $1 million is going to come into your life. Keep it realistic, because if we don't feel like it's real, or if we have doubts about it happening, that's going to put up a blockage, yeah? That's going to keep it from actually manifesting. So start with smaller things. Like, say you want to hear from somebody within the week. You want somebody to text you or call you. Set that intention, right? If you want a new job opportunity, set that intention. If you want a relationship, set that intention. And that might start in a friendship, right? It might be somebody you already know. It's important to be very open-minded. Realize that these commandments we're putting out in the universe, that they can come in from multiple different ways, and sometimes they're going to come in slower. And when you continue to do the spiritual work that I know you guys have been doing, because if you're watching my channel, you're probably doing spiritual work, you keep working on loving yourself, you keep trusting your inner guidance, you keep empowering yourself like the most amazing people you are. I was going to say the badasses that you are. I don't know if I'm supposed to swear on this channel, but you freaking are. And once you keep doing that and you start using these commandments and start owning your energy, you're really going to notice some dramatic shifts, not just in your reality, but within your mind and your perspective, and within the people around you. So let's do one more to wrap it up. Let's do a soulmate intention setting. Okay. So I set the intention now that I am attracting my soulmate, that he is, or she, if you like I'm attracted to men, that he is amazing and spiritual. He is working on himself right now and falling in love with himself. He is a beautiful soul. I am open to what I need to learn to manifest this person. I am releasing the blockages that are holding me from this soulmate, and I am loving myself more and more every day to bring him in closer so that I may meet him and that we may build our life together. And you can go even more in depth than that. Like, you can list off more characteristic traits, but that's kind of the gist of it. And then say thank you for all the relationships I've had. Thank you for preparing me for this beautiful soul connection. Thank you for this amazing spiritual path I'm on. Thank you for all the intense shifts in perspective. And I am now accepting of this energy, and I command it into my life. And so it is. And then you talk to your body. Okay, body, show me what emotions, what trauma needs to be released, what blockages or belief systems that are holding me back from my forever person. I am listening, I am here, and I am ready. And then you listen, at least for 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes. And try to do this, if you can, do this every day for just a week. Commit to a week and see if this makes shifts for you. This technique's not going to be for everybody. I feel like it would work for most people just because I've seen how powerful it is for my life. Like, I used this last week, and I was speaking out loud how I wanted to connect more with more friends and collaborate more, and I was feeling really lonely. I do have a boyfriend, but he lives on the other side of the world for me, and I just moved to a city where I don't have many friends. I have a couple friends that live about an hour drive away from me, and I set the intention, and I already have had 2 people that want to collaborate with me, and my 2 friends that have been so busy finally have time for me to go hang out. And it was right after I set the intention. So this stuff works so good. It's worked for me in multiple areas of my life. I think scripting is really powerful too. So if you're not much of a speaker, if you want to write this same thing out, or if you want to write it and speak it, that would amplify it even more. You don't have to write it out. Some people just prefer that. So I hope this helps you guys. I'm curious if this is something you've practiced before, or if this is something you're excited about. Please comment down below. Let me know. I want to give you guys so many words of encouragement. Thanks for visiting my channel. I really love bringing this kind of content for you guys. If you have any recommendations on either spiritual videos or pick-a-cards that you would like, just let me know. Also, if you're really inspired by any of my videos, if you share them on Instagram, or I feel weird asking that, but honestly, that really helps my channel grow and I can give more free content out. So thanks again for visiting, guys, and I'll see you next time.